Veterans Day weekend stamp and die DESTASH. I've recently acquired some new storage solutions for my stamps and dies, so I found some things to pull out and make room in my collection. So I have a tote of things to go through. My DESTASHs tend to run really smoothly. In the description box down below, you're going to find all of the items that we're going to go through listed in order. They're going to have a number corresponding with them. We will have the brand, the product name if it's known, the condition of the item, and the price in US dollars. I'm also going to make verbal comments regarding items as we're going through them. So make sure that you do give it a listen in addition to a read. Some of my DESTASHs, including this one, tend to run pretty long. So what I have done is I've actually time-stamped this video and broken it down into different sections instead of making separate videos that you have to try to track down and all of that confusion. Go ahead and click the timestamps in the description if you're on the computer, and it will help you hop around so you can skip sections and you can go back and listen to them again, including this section here, which is kind of probably the important one, the how-to section. Okay, so to claim an item, I need the item number or numbers that you're interested in. If you're in the United States, you need to give me your zip code and you need to give me your PayPal email address. Please make sure that you give me all three of those things so that I do not have to try to chase you down to get them all. And I will calculate an invoice for you and send that along. I do ship international, Canada, Australia, Germany, Japan, and the UK. I'm really comfortable shipping to all 5 of those countries. So if you are interested, let me know which of the countries that you're from and your PayPal email address. And the same thing, I will get you an invoice as soon as I can. If you are in the United States and if you pick out 3 or more different lot numbers, lots of items to purchase, you will get free shipping on those 3 or more, and you will see the discount on your invoice. If you're international, I'm sorry, I won't be doing free shipping for international. However, I will give you a $1 discount on each item, each lot of items per multiples. To contact me, you can leave a comment down below in the comment section. Some people aren't comfortable leaving their information there, and that's perfectly fine. I have other ways to contact me. Down below will also be a link to my Facebook page, Instagram, where you can contact me privately through both of them, and also my email address. If you choose to email me, make sure that you're using the word DESTASH in the description so that I do not accidentally delete it as spam. I'm usually pretty responsive, especially this weekend. I'm going to be home all weekend. My daughter's going to have a friend over, so I might not be instantly responding to things, but usually within the hour during daytime hours anyway, I will get back to you pretty quickly. I do ask that once you receive your invoice, you pay within the hour, and in turn, I do ship as soon as I can. This particular weekend is a long weekend. The post offices are closed on Monday in observance of Veterans Day. So we will be shipping on Tuesday, provided everything is paid for this weekend. When you claim an item and your invoice has been sent, it will be marked in the description down below as pending. Once it is paid for, it will be marked as sold. I am really good about updating these things quickly, so if you have a question about whether or not something is still available, take a look at the description box. They're usually within 5 minutes of sending invoices and receiving payment, things are updated. I hope that that helps answer some of your questions. So we'll go ahead and get started. I have them divided because of the timestamps. It just makes it easier to have everything divided by brand. So we're going to be going through my favorite things first. So let's go ahead and get started. I'm just going to pull a couple of items out and get going. So the first thing that we have up on the chopping block here is a My Favorite Things stamp and coordinating die set. This is an older set that is no longer made. It is called Top Dog. I do not have the original packaging for this anymore, but I do still have one of the little inserts that came. I went through a feng shui craft thing a few years ago where I threw away like a ton of packaging that I sincerely regret doing because of these stamp envelopes. And also, as you can clearly see, this is a large, 4x8 stamp set from My Favorite Things. But in order to get it into my stamp pocket, I had to cut the acetate carrier sheet, not the stamps, as you can see, but just the carrier sheet so that I could get it into the pocket. So it is in 2 pieces, and then it does have the coordinating dies. And again, this is an older set. I don't think it. I'm pretty sure it's not made anymore, and I'm not even sure. I don't even think they have it on their website anymore. Anyway, so this comes with the stamp and dies. They're both used, obviously. There is some staining on a couple of the stamps. I've had this one for a long time, and I thought it might be time to move on. I'm actually more of a cat person than a dog person. I'd like to keep some dog stamps on hand for some friends, but there's a Sunny Studio stamp set that I kind of have my eye on, and I thought maybe somebody could get some use out of this one. I've had it for a very long time. I'm asking $35 for the stamps and coordinating dies. Along this same vein, I am a terribly materialistic shopping addict. I have some of the coordinating dies, Top Dog My Favorite Things coordinating dies, that I think I picked up, not realizing that I already had the dies a long time ago. So I happen to have a brand new package of the dies that have never been opened for Top Dog. Obviously, I don't have a second set of stamps with this one. I knew I had the stamps, and I think what happened is I bought the dies not realizing I already had the dies. So I've had this for quite a while that needs a new home. I'm asking $20 for the Top Dog dies, brand new and sealed. Next, we have a couple of very old, well, I shouldn't say very old as in like ancient, but old My Favorite Things stamp sets. And I'm going to grab a piece of white cardstock because I don't have any backing sheets in these stamp pockets behind it. There's no original packaging for these. They're used. There is some yellowing. This is from My Favorite Things. This is the So Inviting stamp set, and I think this came out around 2012. It's old enough that I had a hard time kind of tracking down if this was still available or not, and it's not still available to purchase. We have a couple of clear stamps, this kind of large stamp here to build the top part of your invitation. The thing that I really like about this set in particular, obviously there's quite a lot of sentiments, you can kind of build your own invitations with it, is it comes with a stamp to do the thank you notes, like a coordinating thank you note to go along with the invitations. It's got this thank you so much for the blank, blank, blank. I love it. This would be perfect for children's birthday parties if your kids are just starting to learn how to write thank you notes. Love it. Absolutely, absolutely a lot of fun. So this one is $15. I'm trying to keep everything in order here. Along the same lines, also another oldie but goodie from My Favorite Things, no packaging. Here's a stamp set called, excuse me, Let's Hear It for the Boys. Obviously a masculine card themed thing. We've got like a sentiment, larger sentiment that you could stamp inside your card with a little poem on it. We've got this dad watching TV. We have a couple of accessories to build something fun. It's for birthday, for Father's Day, for Grandparents' Day. Little golf club, really cute. $15 on this one as well. Again, it's used and it's kind of yellowing a little bit. My Favorite Things, another older set from 2012-ish, I think. This one is called Icing on the Cake. Couple of different frames, cakes. I really like these little stars here. Just fun to kind of build a different fun card. And $15 on that one. And also we have, also from My Favorite Things, Happiest Birthday Wishes, a collection of sentiments for the outside and the inside of your cards in a couple of different fonts so that they go together. You have this fun sort of wonky one here for the birthday boy, and then a sentiment that you can stamp inside the card. And they have this fun one here for the outside and the inside. This one, birthday wishes, and then the sentiment, and then a special birthday wish in script. A really nice find on this one. This one again is called Happiest Birthday Wishes, and we're asking $15 on that. I'll get this to the side. This next die set, I don't have the coordinating stamps to this one, and I don't think that you can get them anymore, so I was just planning to, I've since, this is called Ocean Pals from My Favorite Things. I've since moved on and picked up other sea creature themed stamp sets. And coordinating dies that I could get together. If you happen to have the stamp set just kicking around and you never got the dies and are looking for a really good deal on some dies that are no longer made and you can't get them anymore, again, this is called Ocean Pals, brand new, still sealed, asking $22. They were not cheap. Okay, we have... this one is called Prehistoric Fun. This is from My Favorite Things. This is a 4x8 stamp set and the coordinating dies. These are obviously used. Looks like we've got $17.99 and $29.99 for the original prices. I had a blast with these. Cute little like brontosaurus type images. These have obviously been used. Let's see. In the original packaging, you can have the magnet piece to this one. $35 for this set, please. And that is lot 8. So we're already up to lot 8. Okay, so lot 9 then would be my favorite things. Oh, Christmas trees, stamps, and dies. I used these this year, actually, and I probably made 20, 30 cards with it. And I actually have another set kind of close to this from Neat and Tangled that I want to use next. So I figured I would just one or the other. You've seen how much stuff I have to destash. So this is the one that I've chosen to destash in favor of the other one. Although this was a lot of fun. I don't have a magnet sheet that would fit back in this original packaging, so I kept my magnet, but I put the dies in a little Ziploc here for you. These are obviously used. This is called Oh, Christmas Trees. And the dies here. I actually didn't use all of the stamps. So some of the stamps haven't even been used, which means some of the dies haven't even been used. This is lot 9, and it is $35 for both pieces. And number 10 is a lot of fun, super cute. I have the You Float My Boat stamps and the coordinating dies. These have been used. These are stained. I use Ranger die inks. These are a lot of fun. I used these quite a bit this past summer, but again, it's time to make way for some new boat-themed things that are on my wish list, so I thought someone else could get some use out of these. Lot number 10, You Float My Boat, my favorite things, stamps and the dies, $15. Just a small set on that one. So the last is, yeah, okay, sorry. This is the last thing that I have for my favorite things. Sorry, I made a number error on my master list, so that's what confused me and threw me off for a second. No problem. So the last thing I have for my favorite things, these were technically not sold as a set, but I purchased them together and they go together. This is the My Favorite Things Volcano die set. This is what makes that interactive die. Interactive volcano with the pull tab. You can pull it up to make the actual lava come out of the top of the volcano. And the stamp set that goes with it, or coordinates with it, it's called Lava U, and it has that little tiny sentiment that you can stamp on top of the part that pulls out, the interactive part that pulls out of the volcano. For pull, it has a bunch of sentiments. I actually didn't use many of these, and I'm moving on completely to another kind of volcano themed thing, so I thought someone else could get some use out of these. So for both pieces, I'd like to sell them together, $28. And that is what I have for my favorite things. And stay tuned for something else. Okay, let's move right along to something that's been in my stash for a little while, and I have never used them. These are brand new. These are from Hampton Art. These are Laugh Out Loud, or LOL, stamp sets. There are 4 of them that I would like to sell together. Again, all brand new. I've never opened them, and they have a wide variety of humorous sentiments for a bunch of different occasions, like Older Than Dirt, Happy Birthday, I'm Still Younger Than You, Family is Temperamental, Half Temper, Half Mental, things like that. These are a lot of fun. These are large stamp sets. Again, they're produced by Hampton Art, so you know that they're a recognizable and familiar quality product, even if you've not seen these particular stamps before. I will give just a moment so you can kind of have a look at some of the sentiments in here, because I won't be taking the time to read them all. You can pause your screen and have a look. So this is all 4 sets together in one lot, and I'm asking $15 for these. Okay, again, brand new. So the next item that I have is this die here that I think I got on eBay, and it just makes a paper-pieced squirrel. And I don't think I've ever used it, but I took it out of the packaging, not realizing what it was. This is not something... Excuse me, I'm sorry, something caught in my throat. This is not something that I meant to order because I have a Cricut, so I would just do all of my squirrel paper piecing from the Cricut. So I opened it before I realized what it was, and it's just been sitting here in my stash forever. I thought someone else can get some use out of it. Let's see, it's just under 4 inches squared, this die here. And you would run it through a couple different times with different colored papers if you want to build yourself a little squirrel image if you want to. So technically I've never used it, but because it's not in the packaging anymore, I'm calling it used, and I'm asking $2 on this one. Also, I have another kind of generic die set, if you will, that I picked up a while back, and this I think is supposed to make like wreaths. You have the little branches, and I could never get it to go through my Cuttlebug. Even with shims and stuff, it never just went through, and I've just been hanging on to it this whole time. It's just something that I grabbed from eBay. It didn't have any instructions or anything with it. You'd have to figure it out on your own, but it is some kind of a winter, like snowflake wreath building thing. I don't know. Can't get it to go through my Cuttlebug. $2 I'm asking for this set here. We have, from my stash, we have this little gecko die from Gina Marie Designs. Again, this is something that I took out of the packaging, and I threw away the packaging, and I never used it. It's just been sitting here taking up space this whole time. I'm asking $2 on this. And let's see, lot number 16, I have from Do Crafts, I have the large steampunk stamp set. And kind of like if you watch the previous section, this was acquired long enough back that I didn't have large stamp packets, stamp envelopes, so I was making do with what I had. So I actually cut the acetate down on the stamp set here to get it to fit into my smaller envelope. Of course, now I wouldn't need to use them because I have the large Avery Elle pockets, but back then I didn't. So I just cut the acetate carrier sheet that has the stamp that holds the stamps. Obviously, you can see I cut around the stamp. I didn't actually cut the stamp. So unfortunately, it is in two pieces, but it does, however, fit into a smaller envelope, and you can have the envelope here. So this is, I'll give you a better look here. This is the steampunk die set from Do Crafts. Not die set, I'm sorry, stamp set from Do Crafts. This was a lot of fun. I actually made several different cards for masculine cards, including for my own stepson when he was going through his steampunk phase, which he doesn't seem to be going through much anymore. And again, this is lot 16. I'm asking $10 on these stamps. Lot number 17 is a brand new Melissa Francis metal die with the treble clef here and the little music notes. Brand new. I've never opened it. $5 on that. This next item I have is a surprise freebie. Yay, thrown in here for anyone that's paying attention. I ordered a while back, and I don't have it in front of me, but the Art Impressions Wiggle Wobble Skeleton set. And the set that I got, unfortunately, was flawed. One of the stamps was flawed, and Art Impressions replaced that stamp for me, or replaced all of the stamps for me, which was really awesome of them. But I kept the set of stamps with the flawed stamp. So somebody can have this for free if you pay the shipping, of course. If you're interested. It stamps out perfectly fine, and the flaw is on one of the skeleton bones here, there's a deficit in the actual photopolymer where the line doesn't stamp all the way on this bone. You could very easily just fill it in with a pen. It's not that big of a deal. The downside is, even though I'm a pack rat and I did save this, this doesn't include any of the dies or anything. So you would, or it doesn't include any brads. You could certainly fussy cut it, and all these little pinpoints here are where the brads are supposed to go through to put the skeleton together. This is the proper, obviously these are the stamps that they replaced for me, which I'm keeping, which are in good condition. But you basically you build him using brads in the joints here where the, place him back together. You would stamp out like 2 feet, 2 hands, and so on and so forth. And each of the joints would get a brad, and he wiggles. Really cute. This set comes with dies to cut it out, and it comes with a wiggle wobble mount thing. And it comes with the brads, which unfortunately are not included here. This is just literally the old stamps that I received that were flawed. If you are interested, you can have these for free and fussy cut them and try to figure out a low-end solution. Anyway, so this is free, and this is lot number 18. You just have to pick up the shipping charge on that. But if you're already ordering other stuff, it's light enough that it's probably not even going to affect your shipping weight at all. Moving on, we have from Recollections, I have this set of Sympathy Sentiment stamps. And I'm not sure if it ever had a name or not. I just have it labeled as Sympathy. And the same thing, this set was too big to fit in my envelope when I got it, so I cut the carrier sheet down to get the sentiments to fit in here. But they are all present. Some of these haven't even been used. We're not religious, so I never used like the Our Thoughts and Prayers sentiment. And a couple of the other ones haven't been used either. It's a nice set, especially if you're just kind of starting your stash to keep around for sympathy. I have so many other sympathy sets already, though. Recollections number 19. This is $5. And moving right along, I have from the Studio 29, which is no longer in business as far as I can tell. I have this little lot of really nice quality photopolymer stamps. Some of them have been used, some of them are new and still sealed. These came in a lot of stuff that I purchased, and I took the stuff that I wanted out of it, so these are just kind of the leftovers. We have these two that are still in the packaging. And then these two obviously are not. We have this fun little donut set here. Really cute. A Thankful For with an apple. A Little Bird Told Me. Picture perfect. So all four of these together, please. $10. Get that back in here. And this concludes this little section. I will reference again those time stamps if you want to move around and shop around. Okay, moving right along to number 21, the next couple of ones anyway are all Craftsmart stamp sets from Michaels. I grabbed a bunch. I never used these. It's time for them to find a new home. They've just been sitting here for too long. It's time to move on. So I have this mermaid with coordinating die here. We have fruit with the coordinating pineapple die. We have flamingo with the coordinating flamingo die. We have donut and ice cream, kind of a sweet treat, stay cool, with the ice cream die. And we have this fun cactus one with the cactus die. I'm asking $4 each for these. And they're all listed down below. Just pick which number you want. And we have from Spellbinders, we have a perfectly radishing foam stamp, or rubber mounted foam stamp and die set, which makes a fun little paper pieced punny radishing here with the greeting. I don't have any of the original packaging, unfortunately, but I did save the insert possibly for some design inspiration that I will keep slipped in the packet for you, and I'm asking $5 on this thing here. So here we are on the next little section. I hope you're liking the timestamps. Okay, let's move right along into Hero Arts. I have a couple of older stamp sets to go through really quick here. We have this Oh Fun stamp set here. It's used, we've got a little bit of staining and yellowing. I really like this sentiment here. Make mud pies, play in the rain, climb trees, jump in puddles, build a fort, and imagine. This one I think would be great for both card making and scrapbook. It's a really cute set here. You make me happy when the skies are gray. Very cute. Asking $10 on this one. We have a Sunshine. Again, we've got some staining going on with this one. We have Hero Arts chalkboard style messages. Stamps that really dark, solid area here. Very cool. Asking $10 on this one as well. Used. This is a cooperation with Basic Gray here. In fact, a couple of them are. This one is obviously stained. This is the Sweet Threads labels for making different things. And Live Life. Obviously some staining going on with this one as well. And Friendly Flags. There were some really, if you look on Google or Pinterest, some really nice projects with this one. And $10 on that. And the last thing we have for Hero Arts today is the Kitty Stamp and Die set. This is a relatively new release. I'm actually kind of surprised at myself for destashing it, but I'm kind of going in a slightly different direction with this theme. So I thought someone else could get some use out of it and would like a really nice deal. I think this just came out in September, August or September maybe of this year. This is the Kitty, the pun, the kitty in the teacup stamp and cut, which means it comes with this little stamp set and the coordinating dies. A couple of different sentiments for some fun cards or even scrapbooking on this one, and I'm asking $10 for this. And that is what I have for Hero Arts. Okay, our next section, we have Uchi's Design, Spanish cross stamps. These are religious and in the Spanish language. New and never opened, asking $5. From Bella Boulevard, we have the Illustrated Faith stamp set here. I do not believe that this has ever been opened or used. Great planner stamps, and also I see a couple of different things for scrapbooking, and of course if you do any Bible journaling, this one is would be really handy too, I would think. Asking $5 on that. From Heidi Swap, Adventure Awaits stamps. I don't believe that this has ever been opened or used. This is something that came in a lot of other stamps, and I've kept what I wanted out of it, so this is a leftover, if you will. This is called Adventure Awaits. Asking $5 on this. From the Ink Road Stamps, this small little stamp set here called Swanderful. Never been used. Comes in a small little plastic pouch here. I'm asking $5 on this. Oh, making a mess here. Pink Fresh Studio. This is the My Star stamp set. Unopened. Obviously never been used. Asking $5 on that. A used stamp set from Crepe Paper. This is Heart Day, a nice Valentine's Day sentiment set. It's a little bit, it's not a huge set, but it's not small either. It's about 6 by 3 sentiment stamp set. These have been used. Obviously, we do have a little bit of staining here. I'm asking $2. From Inkadinkadoo, I have this Flourishes stamp set here. This is kind of too large for my stamp pocket, and I did cut some of the acetate sheet off to get it to fit into my pocket to close it. This is the Flourishes stamp set from Inkadinkadoo. Obviously has been used. I'm asking $2 on this. And then from Inkadinkadoo, this sentiment stamp set, this Thanks sentiment stamp set. And true to form, I've had this long enough that I didn't have my larger pockets back when I got this. So this was a larger stamp set, and I have cut the acetate sheet to get it to fit into my envelope, but not the stamps. Good if you're building your stash. This is a good one to have on hand. I'm asking $5 for this sentiment set from Inkadinkadoo. And then we have from Pink and Main, really great set. I think I mentioned earlier in my video when talking about another product entirely that I went a different direction with my ocean themed characters. So I'm destashing my Seize the Day stamps and coordinating dies. I love Pink and Main dies so much. They're pink, obviously. They're coated. They're great. I love them so much. Again, this is Seize the Day stamps and coordinating dies. These have been used. They are both included together. This is lot number 42. I'm asking $22 for these. And this is what we have for this section. And we'll move right along to something else now. And for my last little section here, we have a couple of Avery Elle things. Avery Elle is one of my favorite stamp companies, so it is rare that I can be brought to DESTASH anything. So if it shows up in my DESTASH, there's probably a reason for it, and that reason is usually because I have that theme covered somewhere else, and I made myself choose between the two of them, unfortunately. So we have from Avery Elle, we have the Christmas Magic Stamp and Die Set. This is almost a brand new release for winter release 2018 here for Avery Elle. Obviously these have been used. You've seen them in a couple of my videos, and I have the coordinating dies that go with this. Really adorable. I'm asking $14 for these. Also from Avery Elle, I have the carousel stamps and I have the dies. I could not find the original packaging for the dies, and I think it's probably because, if I recall correctly, it came in one of the large packages, and I probably didn't hang on to that one. But so I have the dies. I've put in a little Ziploc baggie here for you. These are the coordinating dies for the carousel stamp set. Really cute, especially the reason why we picked up the set, this adorable little bunny rabbit here. We're a bun family. I'm asking $25 for the stamps and coordinating dies on this one. Moving right along, from close to my heart, we have the Little Dreamer card making stamp and die set. They call it thin cuts, their dies here. These have not been used. I'm trying to phase out some brands, and this is one of them, unfortunately, just because of my collection. So we have the dies here that are included and the stamps. Close to my heart. So brand new-ish. I've had them for a while, but I've never used them, obviously. So I am asking $25, and that includes the stamp and dies, obviously. And then along the same veins, I have another close to my heart in here, if I can grab it. We have a Prickly Pear card making set, and it has this adorable llama and the cactus here and some of these fun sentiments here. This obviously has not been used either. I'll just show you really quick. I know it's hard to see through the frosted plastic, and I want to make sure that you actually see what you're going to get, and it includes the coordinating dies here. They are both in the envelope, ready to go to their new home, and I'm asking $25 on this as well. If I can get that back into the envelope without breaking a nail or something. Moving on, let's get these. Ooh. This stuff, I'm running out of my bucket here, so everything's falling over. Okay, we have from Studio Calico, brand new stamp and die set. The coordinating dies are right in here with the stamp set. This is how it came. This is called Party Animals. Some really great fun cow and chicken farm themed, and pig, the coordinating dies that go with this one. And I'm asking $15 on this. And then also from Studio Calico, we have the Baby Safari stamp and die set. To move that around a little bit so you can see some of the animals. And I'm asking $15 on this one as well. And the last thing that I have for stamps and dies is I would like to destash my Zodiac stamp collection from Sweet Stamp Shop. I absolutely love these. I am going in a slightly different direction for 2019 when it comes to my Zodiac card making. I finally made up my mind. Something that is a little bit smaller and a little bit easier to store. However, my loss is your gain. It includes all 12 Zodiac stamps. They are all used, but they are all in their original packaging. And they're probably a little bit out of order. So I just want you to be able to see that there are all 12 here. And I bought these. I think these came as like a bundle originally. I don't even remember now. I love Sweet Stamp Shop. However, I've got too much of their stuff. We have to kind of make room, and I found something else that I want to try. One of my personal things is try not to have more than one stamp set in a particular theme. Okay, so here are all 12 different zodiacs. The name of the zodiac, it has the date range and is a separate stamp from the actual constellation. So you do have the the creative freedom to just use one or the other or whatever you'd like. And included in this, I'm going to add the, I forget what this is called and I don't think it's labeled, but it's just a small little star background stamp. It's almost like a little frame here if you wanted to use that as well. So all of this together, I'm asking $40 for all of these. And not a stamp or a die, but I was in the process of cleaning out some boxes and I completely forgot that they hadn't sold yet. So now I've deeply discounted it and I hope that they'll move. I have my Distress Ink cubes. I decided to destash before we moved and they didn't sell and I brought them with me and just, it was not good. So I have every single Distress Ink color in an ink cube. Quite a bit of them have been used, but there are some that have never been used. And I do have the Distress Ink picket fence as well. All of the containers are have a little bit of Scotch tape on them to tape them shut. Every single Distress Ink color, I think there's 61, 63, something like that, Distress Ink colors. I'm happy to answer any individual questions if you want to make sure that something is in here or not, but I assure you that it is all of the different cube colors. They come in packages of 4, and I think they're around $15 for, you know, $11 to $15 for just those. It took me a while to collect them all. They're not cheap, even in the cube form. It took me a while to save up and collect them all, and then I'm not even kidding, like a week later the oxides came out after I completed my collection. I've decided to phase out all of my ink cubes of all kinds in general. If you remember from my destashes, but from before we even moved, I sold all of like my Hero Arts cubes and stuff like that, just for space reasons. So here we go. Every single Distress Ink cube and the full size of picket fence here, because I don't think it comes in a cube. I'm asking $60 for all of this whole bag, and they are taped closed. Okay, that is it for my destash. I will reference the beginning of the video if you want to skip back, if you need a refresher on how to place an order with me. And I hope that you have a very nice weekend, and I'll be around if you have any questions or whatnot. Take care. Bye!